Hi there. I'm going to show you how I clean my clear stamps. And I usually just complete a project, finish it out, and then I try to always clean them before I leave my craft room for the day, just because I don't want them to get stained. This is a brand new set of clear stamps. Oh, this is, I think, close to my heart, because it's a TMH company, so must be close to my heart. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, it is close to my heart. And these are clear, brand new set, never been used. But I did just use these card stamps. And this is my Stamparatus. And I did use them, as you can see, there they are. But what I do is I got a mini mister. I don't know where I got it from. I don't know if it's one of the box stores, but you can go online and get it, and it's just a small sprayer. But I like this because it's just compact in size, and it gives me just enough mist. So what I do is I refill it. I fill it up with any kind of stamp cleaner, and you can get this at Michael's. It's just a Recollection brand stamp cleaner. And this is the same thing, but I use this so that way if I have to take it with me to a crop, or if I travel, I can take that, because if you see the size, it's a lot smaller, so it's easier to transport. And then here I have from Stampin' Up, the StazOn cleaner. So one thing you always want to remember, the regular stamp cleaner, and you can also make your own, and I have a formula that I found from another YouTuber, but you can always just look that up on a formula on how to clean and make your own stamp cleaner. But since I have this, I'm going to use this all up first before I make any more. But just keep in mind, on regular inks, you can use your regular ink cleaner, any kind pretty much that's out there. But if you're using StazOn, you can only use StazOn cleaner to remove StazOn ink. Okay, and don't contaminate the two either. Always make sure that you keep them separate. But I just wanted to show you that and bring that to your point, to bring that to your attention. I'm sorry. So this is StazOn cleaner. So you only use this whenever you're using your StazOn ink. Okay. Now this was put on there with Versamark, and then I also use my regular just Stampin' Up stamp pad, ink pad. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to squirt just a little bit. I gotta find my little hole, because I always make sure you know where the hole is at, because if you don't pay attention, you can squirt yourself. And I'm okay because I wear glasses, but I'm still going to get my glasses dirty. So keep an eye where the little sprayer is at. Take out your magnets. Whoops, don't want to do that. Attach the two together. Give it a little spray. And then wipe it right off. I'm going to do this over here. See, and then it comes right off. And now your mat is clean and ready to use the next time. So I'm going to put my magnets back on here. Me personally, I just like to keep my magnets on there because that's just what I do. So I'm going to take these off, my little stamps. And because they're nice and sticky. Some clear stamps are really, really sticky and some are not. I think that's just because of how they're used. And I do tend to buy used stamps because they're cheaper. And then you see here, and I'm going to take this off of here. You see the stamping pad, how it's got ink stains on it. So I'm just one little squirt. You could do this with a wipey. Or since I'm doing my stamp cleaner, I like to clean my clear blocks, my acrylic blocks. And I have all different kinds and sizes, small ones, big ones. But since I got the Stamparatus, pretty much is what I use almost all the time. But sometimes when it's just one simple project, I use my stamping blocks. So see, it's all cleaned out. Put this back in there. Now this can be put away. I'm going to set that aside for a minute and then I'll put it away. Now on your stamping tool, doesn't matter what kind you have, there's all different brands out there. I just happened to get, when I got started crafting, I just was around me was all there was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so that's what I started with. But of course, there's tons of stuff out there. Go to the box stores, go to garage sales, go to the marketplace on Facebook. There's all kinds of things out there for you to use as a stamp cleaner, and it's totally up to you. This particular model, the Stampin' Up!, you have a little sun here, which means this is the dry part. Then you have little raindrops right here. I see that. I hope you can see that. And that just shows you that's where you spray. So you only want to spray the cleaner on this side, and you don't want to spray anything on that side. So just squirt it all over. And then I'm going to get my little block, just to make it easy on myself. Put it on there, and then just scrub it. You try not to put too much, try not to get your fingers too much on the back part, because that back part you want it to be sticky, because that's what sticks to the clear block or the acrylic block. Okay, and then you're going to scrub over here on the dry side, and you see it's a little bit tougher because there's no liquid over here. But what it's doing is it's getting all the ink inside the little grooves of all the little grooves of the ink, the stamp pad, excuse me, the stamp. And it gets inside all the little grooves in there when you just move it around. And if you notice, I'm getting my thumb dirty, but that's okay because that'll come right off. Excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, and then you just want to scrub it. This was a used stamp, so I'm not going to be too worried about cleaning it all really well, but I'm going to show you in just a second what a brand new one looks like. So here is what it is, and this is what it used to look like. Okay, so then I'm going to put this back. Oh, you always want to put it back to where you got it. And you really don't want to put your ink, your fingers too much on the back, because that's what sticks to the acrylic block, and you want to keep the oils from your fingers away from that as much as possible. So there's that. Here's a little house. I'm going to put this back on my block because I want to be able to, I want to keep my fingers away from that as much as possible. And this little thing moves because it comes out, and then when it gets really dirty, you'll notice it. You'll notice when it gets really dirty, you just run it under some warm water. Put some like Dawn or any dishwashing liquid you have. Scrub it with your fingertips, your fingernails, whatever you have. And that takes all the excess ink out. Let it air dry. I just put mine in the dish drain, and I let it air dry overnight usually. Then I pop them right back in, and then they're ready to use. So that's what's nice about these scrubbing ink cleaners, is they're reusable. So you get a lot of bang for your buck there. And then I'm just moving it around just because I want to get it clean. And you see there how it's a lot cleaner, but this part right here still didn't get clean. Sometimes I'll just go ahead and I try not to ever just stamp the ink, the stamp itself. I don't want to spray it. But I noticed that it's not near as clean as this side. So just going to scrub it a little bit here. You don't want to put too much pressure. You're just basically scrubbing it on the top of the pad. And you have to really be careful if it's like a lot of fine lines. Some of these stamps, clear stamps, have a lot of fine line writing on them. So you'll be careful. But see how that's a lot cleaner? It's a lot cleaner than it used to be. And feel free to use as much of this as you want, because you know what, this is really very inexpensive. And again, like I said, I have a formula on how to make your own. But of course, experiment yourself. But it's just made with Dawn and, baby shampoo and glycerin. So it's very, very soft. And it's good for your stamps too. So it doesn't hurt your stamps, your cling stamps. And you could also do that on your red rubber stamps. The ones that go on the wood block, they would work there. But, and there's the clean stamp. And of course it's stained, because all of these clear stamps, they always stain because of the ink, that does not interfere with it stamping again in the future. And again, you see that I'm holding up that's something that you don't really want to do, because you don't want your oils to get on the back of that, because you want it to be as sticky as much as possible. So if you can, try to just get it on the edges. And then here, because these are little, these are numbers, and these have been used before, because you can see they're kind of a red tint to it from the black ink. And this one never was to use the number 9, and I want to show you the difference. And I'm just pushing down on top because I want it to stick to the acrylic block. Again, spray my pad, and I'm just going to scrub, lightly scrub on top, because I want the bristles of this pad to get all over and inside all the little crooks and crevices of the stamp. Oop, I lost my thing. I lost my class of. But you see, they're clean. It's all clean, and this is red because whoever had used this before must have used a red ink pad. So when you put it back, you want to put it back where it was on your stamp and try to stay your fingers away from that as much as possible. And I used black ink on this one, so that's why that one's a different color. But you want to put it back as much as you can. And try not to touch the backing of these, because you want that oil to be there. You want the oil off your fingers, not to transfer over to the back of that stamp. And this is the 2. And then here's the 0. And then everything is put right back in its place. Then you put it back inside. Oh, I forgot which was which. Class Graduate. Okay, School Rocks. That's this one. So Class Graduate. That's one reason why I like the Close to My Heart stamps, because they have a plastic cover, so it protects your stamps. And I personally like to keep what it is, the label on it. It has a little foam mounting that comes with them. And then I am going to turn it around. And then lay it there. Snap it shut. Now that way I can always see exactly what it is. I know there's a name right here on these, but that doesn't mean nothing to me. I'm a visual person. I want to be able to see what it is. So I'm actually going to push that down a little bit more. But you know what? They got bent. So I'm going to start over one more time now. Put it on the edge, right down there. And put it back in there. It's nice and smooth. There's no additive bulk. So that one, when I store it in my little container that I have a clear drawer that I store all my, I go by product name, so this is Close to My Heart. Stampin' Up! Is in another area. Miscellaneous Stamps and all my other, they go by the manufacturer on there. It's just easy for me to know what's what. And that one's done. Now, this one is this one. Did you notice this one doesn't have a plastic foamy thing on there? They don't always do that. I don't know. I think it's just because these are used products. The whoever had it before threw it away or did something with it. I don't know. Doesn't really matter, because the main thing is I got the cover. I can actually see what it is, what I've done. Everything's on there. Stamp. And then it's ready to be put away. Close this up. Oh, actually before I close that up, I want to clean my block that I used to clean with. Just put one little squirt. Get a clean towel, paper towel, and then clean out my block. Now my block is ready to use for next time. And you see the ink that came off? Because that was just ink. Because if you saw that, all I did was transfer it over from my stamping acrylic block from my stamp pad onto this for cleaning. And then clean the whole thing, and it's nice and clean. And then this closes shut. And this is just directions for me when I first got started of how to use this. But now that I've done it, I just something that I just created. I took it off the actual label that came with this on how to clean it and how to use it. And then I just used packaging tape on here so that way it was over here. So I just keep it the way it is. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe to my channel. And share if you possible. We'd love to get some of your friends and family members to start watching. And I appreciate all appreciate you. And thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. You will have a wonderful day.